everybody, it's Lavender Town, and today I'm going to be redesigning Elsa's dress. So, Frozen is a super iconic film that did extremely well, of course, and it came out a couple years ago. But there was always one thing that bothered me, and it was this dress of Elsa's. And I'm going to go over the reasons why, and then I'm going to sort of redesign it in a way that I like better. So you can see I've drawn out the color palette just to keep an eye on that, because I don't want to change her whole character. I just want to address some of the issues I had with her design at this point. So one of the main things that I was really having a hard time with was, well, first of all, these shoes. I know that the cold never bothered her anyway, but even so, wearing shoes with no sides and heels in the snow, I just don't think that would make any sense. And also, I just find the synthetic fabrics that she's wearing doesn't mesh well with Anna, who seems to be modeled after the sort of traditional clothing and fairy tale style clothing that you would see in like an illustration from like the Grimm's fairy tales. That's where Anna's outfits are like clearly coming from, whereas with Elsa's dress, it really looks like something you would see like at a prom today. I actually looked up blue prom dresses, and this is one of the ones that came up, and I thought it looked a lot more like her dress than anything Anna wears. I also think this is a problem because at the start of the film, when the girls' relationship is at its most strained, they look like they belong together, and then later in the film, where their relationship is supposed to have resolved, they look like they're part of two separate stories. So visually, it's telling the opposite story of the story that they were originally trying to tell, a story of two sisters who were once estranged who come together. Now, while I'm working on the base and sort of just designing the kind of paper doll that will go underneath the outfit that I'm redesigning, I do want to say that I don't think I'm like better than Disney designers or anything like that. I know there's so many things that go into a character design, especially for a feature film that's going to need merchandise and dolls and, you know, Disney attractions and all these different things. So I don't actually know all the reasons for why they did her design like this, and I'm sure there's a lot of really good ones. I'm just sort of doing this for fun, and hopefully no one will be too mad at me for messing with a Disney property like this. I just thought it would be fun to design her something that might look a little better with her sister, and that might be a little bit more practical. And honestly, of course, there is nothing wrong, especially because this is a story that deals with magic, there's nothing wrong with an impractical design. However, I do think that the issue of her looking like she belongs in a different time period, in a different place than all the other characters, I do think that is a bit of a weird design thing, and I still don't quite understand why they did that. It's something that always threw me off, especially with her like shiny purple eyeshadow. I'm just like, where did she get that? Like, there's no Sephora in Arendelle. Like, people definitely did have makeup back in the olden days, but it wasn't anything like that. So you might also see that my style's a little bit different in this one. I'm trying to do a slightly more Disney style. It comes off looking quite anime, actually, but I just wanted to match a little bit better with the sort of Disney aesthetic than my usual style, so hopefully you don't mind too much. So yeah, I'm trying to stick pretty close to the actual proportions of Elsa, and just to give sort of a basic underlaying design so that we can put the clothes on top. The first thing I wanted to do was change her footwear. Like I said, I'm not crazy about the stilettos, and I think it would have been really cute and it would have fit better with the story for her to have like some ice skates. I thought I could basically design a boot, kind of like the one her sister wears, and then in her whole like transformation sequence, she could put like an ice skate on it made out of ice. So she could basically have convertible ice skates, and that would have also given a lot of opportunity for her to skate beautifully around her ice castle, and it would be just really gorgeous, I think. This would also tie into that opening scene when she and her sister are skating around as children. I'm keeping her little braid the same. I think that that's a cute design, and I think it's so integral to her character that I don't think I can mess with it. I am making it a little fluffier, and I'm wrapping it around her neck so it's a little bit warmer. I wanted to make sure that it still looked like Elsa at the end of the day. I do actually end up changing her eyes a little bit. I think she looks a little too much like Anna, a little too like sparkly. She's well known for having that sort of more slanted eye, so I do fix that eventually. And I'm giving her a little cape again to mimic the design that they had, but just not such a big gown-like cape. I think a cute little woolen winter cape might suit her better. And then I'm also giving her a warm sort of Christmas-style dress that is belted. This would also look really good animated. All of these pieces would move along with her movement. So if you wanted to show her dancing around, I think it would look quite lovely. And it definitely has more of a fairy tale sort of vibe, I think, than the one that she ends up wearing. I also changed the colors. I changed them to a royal blue instead of a sort of very light blue because, again, if you want something to look like it belongs in a fairy tale, you gotta go to more natural looking dyes, and I feel like this was a major thing that made her dress look a little too modern. Also, considering she's a royal, I thought royal blue would be a good choice for her. I'm also making her hair have a blue cast rather than a yellow cast. Her hair looks white, but it's actually a very pale blonde, and instead I'm making it more of a bluish white so that she really looks like she belongs in the ice. This also helps the warmth from her skin sort of glow forward, and I think that's a very nice sort of look. And I'm sticking to mostly blue and silvers. Yeah, and here I am fixing her eyes because, again, she wasn't looking quite like Elsa. She was sort of looking just like a anime snow girl. For the belt and for other parts of her shoes, I stuck to sort of a natural brown. I assume they have leather in Arendelle because, as we've seen, there are reindeer. But that is kind of a horrifying thought because, you know, Sven's like an actual character, so maybe they wouldn't have any leather. I'm not really sure. I also put a little gilding on the tips of her fingers so that it sort of alludes to her abilities. And then I shade everything with a cold blue, again to sort of keep that chilly look that they maintain throughout the film. For the final parts of this design, I try to just look the whole thing over and make sure that it looks of the right time period and that she would look good next to her sister while still being her opposite. So basically, I kept a lot of the silhouette and design of her sister's clothes, but I changed the colors from warm to cold so that we acknowledge that this is the Ice Sister. This is, I mean, both in her personality and her abilities, she is the colder one. I tried to make sure that the whole snow theme stayed true, and also in true line with Disney design, I tried to make sure that this was something they could easily turn into $1 a costume that people would buy. I really play up the redness in her cheeks and her nose, as well as putting a little bit of a steamy sort of breath look to reinforce the idea that this is a very cold, wintry place. I feel like they could have done more of that in the film, and I really like those kind of effects in film. You can do a lot of interesting sort of visual and emotional stuff with being able to see a character's breath. Now I'm just checking against the original design and seeing if the way that I designed her solved the problems that I felt that Elsa was having. I decided she needed another royal element, so I gave her a little ice crown, something I thought she could make herself. I also gave her little spiky ice ornaments in her hair. I thought her giving herself an ice crown would be a nice visual metaphor to sort of delve into this idea that she wanted to reject her title, the one she was born with, and then was made to feel powerful again with her actual abilities. So basically she's crowning herself. I hope you liked watching me redesign Elsa. Again, I mean no disrespect to the original design or the creators of it. I think that whole film was visually very gorgeous. If you like this type of video, please let me know and give me another princess that you would like to see me redraw. Hey, before you go, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for helping me get my cartoon anatomy video to the point that I needed it to get to. I just barely made the deadline, and it's all because you guys are so sweet and supportive of me. So I'm actually going to try to be pushing out more videos than usual, hopefully like 2 a week. We'll see. Once I graduate next month, it should be a pretty regular thing to get multiple videos a week. So if you have any specific things you'd like to see from me, more from a series like Do This Not That, or like another creepy draw style, I know I've been talking about that for a while. Whatever you'd like to see the most, just let me know, because I'm going to have a lot more videos to put out, so I need lots of ideas. Thank you again, and I'll see you soon. Big thank you to my patrons, including Muffins McGee, Paynamel, Adrian Delport, Chartype, Den, Brock, Juan Alvarez, blah 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 blah, Adrian Morales, Big Coffee Pony, Live Likes to Draw, and Kate Meekins. Thank you so much for your support.